Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathanyel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Settle down. We're going to discuss Palestine in the Holy Scriptures, what the Bible says about modern-day Palestine and modern-day Israel. All right, so let's open up with the first book. I'm going to go through a little history first. Let's go to the first book, Lost Tribes, a Myth.
Yes, sir. The Lost Tribes, a Myth by Alan H. Godby. Yes, sir.
What year was this book?
1930, Duke University Press. All right. These facts have a peculiar significance when the presence of Judaism among American Negroes is to be considered.
What? Judaism among American Negroes. Good.
Hundreds of thousands of slaves were brought to America from this Western Africa during the days of the traffic, beginning nearly 400 years ago. How much more of Judaism survived amongst West African Negroes in that earlier time?
So in this book, the author's saying that amongst the West Africans that came into slavery, Judaism was their religion, a lot of them. So now the question is, how much has remained? Now, this has never been taught anywhere. Go ahead.
As persecuted communities, they were rather more in danger than other Negroes of being raided by war parties and sold as slaves. It may be considered certain that many partially Judaized Negroes were among the slaves brought to America.
Wait, read that part again.
It may be considered certain that many partially Judaized Negroes were among the slaves brought to America.
Jump down, next paragraph.
On the Cabinda coast in Portuguese West Africa is an interesting group of Negro Jews known as Mavumba.
You can look them up. They're still around today. Good.
They are skillful smiths and potters and consequently prosper. Ratzel considers them connected with a colony of Jews expelled from Portugal and settled in San Tome Island.
Right, so a lot of history books talk about the Jews being expelled from Spain, but there's only a few references that prove that and explain that they were black. Because the white man took that history and said, oh, that was them, expelled to Africa. No, it was not the white man expelled to Africa. Read that part again.
Yes, sir. Ratzel considers them connected with a colony of Jews expelled from Portugal and settled on San Tome Island. The Portuguese discovered San Tome in 1471, finding it very unhealthy. King John II of Portugal in 1884 1484 offered the Jews of his dominion the pleasant alternative of submitting to baptism or settling in San Tome.
Baptism, when you read many other books, it tells you it goes into being slaves under the Christian church. That's the baptism they're talking about. Next page. Right.
For the present case, from the beginning of the San Tome Jewish colony, there should have been Negro Jews who had no white blood.
Meaning pure bloods, because in Spain and Portugal, we were mixing with Edomites. We were mixing with white people. So it's telling you about a particular group that had no white blood. Go ahead.
Just as there were persons of mixed blood who had no Judaism.
So you had mixed Negroes who were Jews that were not practicing Judaism. Go ahead.
In seeking for traces of white blood as evidence of Jewish ancestry, the earlier ethnologists were astray at the outset.
Right. So now, I was looking up the word. Give me the next page. I was looking up the word Ruddy. And you see that section that they call themselves? Look at that right there.
Yes, sir. They call themselves also pole or foul, plural, polby or fulby, ruddy, clear brown people.
So they let you know that ruddy means clear brown people. No blemishes. That's all that means. Right. Give me the next book. Now, we all have this. Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Yes, sir. Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Go ahead. Let's zoom in on ruddy. Read that.
Ruddy, a word used to refer to a red or fair complexion.
So they got red complexion, but it's not. It's really a fair, meaning a good complexion. No, what's it called when you got spots, black spots? No blemishes, no freckles, no hyperpigmentation, just clear skin.
Right.
So read that again, I'm sorry.
Ruddy, a word used to refer to a red or fair complexion, in contrast to the dark skin of the Hebrews.
Was King David a Hebrew?
Yes, sir.
So it's telling you he was dark. And was Jesus Christ a Hebrew?
Yes, sir.
He was dark. They're all dark. It's telling you they're all black people.
Right.
That's what it's telling you right there. But the white man plays with words. Ruddy means, you got Negroes on the internet right now arguing the definition of ruddy. It means red. Yep. Give me the next page. Now let's look up Ham at the bottom.
Yes, sir. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Let's see about us, go ahead.
Not the Negroes.
So Ham was not the father of the Negroes. That's why we looked at Ruddy first about the dark skin of the Hebrews, because they know that the Negroes come from the Hebrews. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
But the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
So now the question is, who renamed the continent of Ham? Give me that Psalms 105:23. Psalms 105 and verse 23.
Yes, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 105, verse 23. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham.
So it's telling you that that continent was called the land of Ham. That's where those dark Hamites, the dark races were. Give me Psalm 78:51.
Yes, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 51. And smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength in the tabernacles of Ham.
See that? The tabernacles of Ham. Now, Psalms 49 and 11. We often read this.
Yes, sir. The book of Psalms, chapter 49.
Because the continent is no longer called Ham. Okay? It is called Africa. Read that.
Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Now, the there is the so-called white man. Their inward thought is that their houses will continue forever. Go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
Here it comes.
They call their lands after their own names.
They call the lands that they take over, that they conquer, after their own names. Give me the next book. Read that.
The Story of Civilization, Caesar and Christ, by Will Durant.
Let's go to page, was that 39?
Yes, sir.
Highlighted section.
Her settlement was called...
No. Where you started?
Because it was a full...
The Greeks. Right
Okay,
there.
started the Greeks? Yes, sir. The Greeks transformed the name into Carchedon. The Romans into Carthago.
From meaning Carthage. Go ahead.
The Latins gave...
The Latins is the white man. That's Esau. Go ahead. The Latins what?
The Latins gave the name Africa to the region around Carthage and Utica, and followed the Greeks in calling it Semitic population Poani, i.e. Phoenicians.
Because they also started calling us Phoenicians. Okay, so it was the Greeks, the white men that did that. From the Greeks to the Latins, it's the same race of people. Give me the next book, Josephus. Read that.
The complete works of the learned and authentic Jewish historian Flavius Josephus, comprising the antiquities of the Jews.
Now, Flavius Josephus was initially a zealot. He got captured by the Vespasian family and became a slave to Titus and Vespasian. And he began his writings. Go to the next page, please. The highlighted section, chapter 5. Read that after.
Yes, sir. After this, they were dispersed abroad on account of their languages.
Pay attention to this.
And went out by colonies everywhere. And each colony took possession of that land which they lighted upon.
Talking about nations. Go ahead.
And into which God led them, so that the whole continent was filled with them, both the inland and the maritime countries. There were some also who passed over the sea in ships and inhabited the islands. And some of those nations do still retain the denominations which were given them by their first founders.
Meaning what God called them initially. Go ahead.
But some have lost them also, and some have only admitted certain changes in them, that they might be the more intelligible to the inhabitants.
Watch this.
And they were the Greeks who became the authors of such mutations.
It's telling you the Greeks were the ones that changed the names of the people and the lands. Read that part again.
And they were the Greeks who became the authors of such mutations. For when in after ages they grew potent, they claimed to themselves the glory of antiquity.
Meaning the Greeks became everybody. Babylon, that was the Greeks. Egyptians, that was the Greek. White men took all authority and antiquity. Go ahead.
Giving names to the nations that sounded well in Greek, that they might be better understood among themselves.
So y'all see what the Greeks did? They changed names according to what they wanted that to be. They're the ones. That's what we read about Africa. They put that name on it. White man put that name on there. So who were the Greeks from the time of Philip and Alexander? Give me 1 Maccabees 1.
Yes, sir.
And 1. The Greeks.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
So Alexander the Greek became the first. Go ahead.
And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
And this is when they changed the names of all the people they started to conquer. Like Egypt, that's Greek. That's not the original name of it. It was Mitzrayim. Okay, they changed all names. Go ahead.
And he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries, and nations, and kings, who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die.
He caught syphilis and died. Go ahead.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then died. And his servants bare rule, every one in his place.
Watch this.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. And so did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
So evils were multiplied in the earth. Now, I want you to write this word down. Give me the next page. Room. See that R-O-U-M? I have it highlighted there, so write that down.
Yes, sir.
Read that.
Room, a very indefinite term in use among Mohammedans at different dates for Europeans.
At different dates for Europeans. Go ahead.
Generally, and for the Byzantine Empire in particular.
Go ahead.
At one time, even for the Seljuk Empire in Asia Minor. And now for Greeks.
So it went for Europeans and now for Greeks. Go ahead.
Inhabiting Ottoman territory. When the Arabs met the Byzantine Greeks, these called themselves or Romans, a reminiscence of the Roman conquest and of the founding of the new Rome.
That's all I want. Give me the next page. So room, that was for Europeans, Greeks, Romans. Now look at this one right here. Write this word down, Maghreb.
The Maghreb is a region in North Africa that includes 5 countries: Algeria, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, and Tunisia.
Now that's very important for the next book. So I wanted to preface by explaining Rome and the Maghreb. So when we go to this next book entitled The Rise of Christendom, put it on the screen.
The Rise of Christendom by Edwin Johnson.
When was this published?
Is that 1890?
Yes, sir.
1890, yes, sir.
All right, let's go in. Zoom in on the highlighted section. In the land?
In the land of Rome.
In the land of Rome. Go ahead.
And of the Maghreb.
That's why I gave y'all those two words, those two names. Go ahead.
Was a great empire, that of the Ionians or Greeks. King Philip was a descendant of Esau.
King Philip was a descendant of Esau. Go ahead.
Son of Isaac.
Son of Isaac.
In his kingdom, there was a town, Macedon, residence of the kings of Greece.
All right, so Philip was an Edomite. King Philip. Come on, brother. Give me the next page. Zoom in.
Philip paid tribute to Dara, like the other kings. But when Dara the younger succeeded, he was attacked and slain by Alexander, reputed son of Philip.
So I was letting you know, Alexander the Greek and his father Philip were Edomites. Everybody see that, right?
That's right.
All right. So it shouldn't be no question what were they. Those were Edomites. You got a dude on YouTube talking about what happened to the Edomites. They still around. You are Edomite. That's right. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah. Give me the next book.
He's here. Edom is here.
The Chronology of Ancient Nations by Dr. C. Edward Satchow, 1879.
1879. Let's go inside the book. Highlighted section at the bottom. Read that.
That Alexander was the son of Philip is a fact too evident to be concealed. His pedigree is stated by the most celebrated genealogists in this way.
So you see his name, Philip.
Philip.
You got Hermes.
Hermes.
Go to the next page. I mean, move over. Yeah, right there. Go ahead.
Matan, Rome, Yonan, Japheth, Rumiah, Byzantium, Theophil, Rome, Al-Asphar, Eliphaz, Esau, Isaac. Damn.
Y'all see that? So they go to the genealogy. They say, these are all Edomites. Give me, so now, remember Psalms 49:11, they put the names on the lands that they conquer. Give me back to the Bible dictionary again. And let's go back inside regarding Ishmael. Ishmaelite. Read that, the highlighter.
Yes, sir. Ishmaelite. All Arabs, following Muhammad's example, claim descent from Ishmael.
So the scholars know the Arabs descend from Ishmael. So now the question in the news today, they're trying to say that the modern day Arabs are the ancient Philistines. That's not true.
Hell no.
Give me 2 Chronicles 26:7.
2 Chronicles chapter 26.
The Bible clears up all the nonsense. All the news garbage that's out there, the Bible clears it all up. We just got to read. Go ahead.
2 Chronicles 26, verse 7. And God helped against the Philistines and went and against the Arabians that dwelt in Gora-Baal and Mahonims.
So it's telling you the Arabians and the Philistines are two different people. Everybody understand that? These are not the same race. The Philistines were Hamites. Hamites. Everybody got that, right? Yes, sir. All right. Give me the next page. Put that up. Let's read that.
The word Palestine derives from Philistia.
Right. The word Palestine comes from Philistia. Go ahead.
The name given by Greek writers.
By what writers?
The name given by Greek writers.
Remember what Josephus says? It was the Greeks who became the authors of such mutations. Go ahead.
To the land of the Philistines, who in the 12th century BCE occupied a small pocket.
So when did Arabs become the Philistines, the Palestinians? Give me the next one.
When did the British name Palestine? With the British conquest in 1917 and 1918 and the subsequent establishment of a mandated territory in the conquered areas, Palestine became the official name of a definite territory for the first time since the early Middle Ages.
Y'all see that? So Britain put that name on it. Britain put that name there. Give me the next one. Go ahead. Read the highlight. Dot top and then jump down.
Yes, sir. Go up to the top. Yeah. The Palestinian people,
Jump
or
down to the highlight.
since 1964, they have been referred to as Palestinians, Arabic. But before that, they were usually referred to as Palestinian Arabs.
So that's what they were called. Britain called them Palestinian Arabs. Okay. And all this came about since 1964. This is new. All this stuff we seeing out on the news is all new stuff. Okay. Next highlight section.
During the period of the British Mandate, the term Palestinian was also used to describe the Jewish community living in Palestine.
So you have Palestinian Jewish people and Palestinian Arabs. They were all Palestinian, they call them. That's what Britain did. Let's open up with Isaiah chapter 10. So that lays the foundation for today. We're going to open it with Isaiah chapter 10. Let me look. We're going to start at verse 1.
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed.
So now, initially the thought is that's Assyria, which is correct. But not just Assyria that did this. Many nations have done this. So unrighteous decrees. Let's put that up. Here is an unrighteous decree.
Read that.
Anti-literacy laws in the United States from 1740 to 1867 prohibited black people from learning to read or write.
So Isaiah 10 and 1 again.
Isaiah 10 verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
So there's they here in this context. We talking about white folks.
Right.
Go ahead.
To turn aside the needy from judgment.
We're the needy. To turn aside the needy from God's judgment. Go ahead.
To take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey.
That widows may be their prey. Go
And
ahead.
that they may rob the fatherless.
That they may rob the father. I'll give you an example. Remember when Malcolm X's daddy got murdered and his mama went to get the insurance money? Esau kept the money and said, no, he killed himself. She said, how did he kill himself? He tied himself up and laid himself down on the train tracks. Damn. So read that verse again.
Yes, sir. Verse 2. To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
That's what they did. Read on.
And what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help? And where will ye leave your glory?
Watch this.
Without me they shall bow down under the prisoners.
Without God, we're going to bow down under the prisoners. Go ahead.
They shall fall under the slain. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
So the Lord has been very angry, but his hand is stretched out to us. Watch this.
O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger.
O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger. Go ahead.
The staff in their hand is mine indignation.
Now watch this. We're coming right back here, Cap. Get Psalm 17:13. We're coming right back here, though.
The book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Y'all see that right there? Read that part again.
Yes, sir. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
So the wicked is God's sword. So when we go back to Isaiah 10 and 5 again.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 10, verse 5. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation.
The Lord used Assyria to whip the hell out of us. That's what he did. So back to verse 1 again.
Verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed.
So you had the slave trade. You had black codes, you had Jim Crow, you had segregation. Just for an example, anti-literacy laws, okay? Go back to that anti-literacy laws. Read that.
Purpose. White elites feared that black literacy would threaten slavery by enabling enslaved people to escape, share ideas, and revolt.
Raise it up.
States. These laws were passed in many states, including Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North and South Carolina, and Virginia.
Raise it.
Penalties. Those who are caught learning to read or writing face violent punishment, being sold or even death.
Wow. Now let's talk about Jim Crow. Give me that next one. Jim Crow. Read that.
Jim Crow laws banned blacks from such places as restaurants, hospitals.
So these are unrighteous decrees, what I'm showing you. Unrighteous decrees. Go ahead.
Parks, schools, and barbershops. The outcome of these laws resulted in the creation of separate drinking fountains, public facilities, and entrances for blacks.
Next one, Jim Crow.
Strange Jim Crow laws. It shall be unlawful for a Negro and white person to play together or in company with each other at any game or pool or billiards. The officer in charge shall not bury or allow to be buried any colored persons upon grounds set apart or used for the burial of white persons. Books shall not be interchangeable between the white and colored schools, but shall continue to be used by the race first using them.
Wow.
The Board of Trustees shall maintain a separate building or separate ground for the admission, care, instruction, and support of all blind persons of the colored or black race.
Now, we read about this oftentimes. We often read about Jim Crow, black codes, but we really rarely discuss the American Indians, the tribe of Gad, Reuben, so forth and so on. Give me the next one. These are still unrighteous decrees. I'm showing you Southern Kingdom what they did, and now I'm showing you Northern Kingdom. Go ahead.
The Washington Post. They took the children, The hidden legacy of Indian boarding schools in the United States.
Next page.
From 1819 to 1969, the U.S. government separated Native American children from their families to eradicate their cultures, assimilate them into white society, and seize tribal land.
Now raise it up. I want to make sure we see the whole image too. Right. Give me the next page.
European settlers waged war against Native Americans for centuries, decimating tribes through violence and spreading
Through what?
Decimating tribes through violence
Go ahead.
and spreading disease. By the 1800s, the U.S. government continued to grapple with what it called the Indian problem.
Mm-hmm.
The Negro problem, like they said about us.
Right. Go ahead.
Damn. The government wanted tribal land for settlers and needed to justify taking it. If Native Americans adopted Western ways of education and farming, officials said they would need less land.
So the more educated they are, the less land they need. They can't make this stuff up.
They take it and say, well, you don't need it anyway.
Right. Go ahead.
As Native Americans were forced off their land and onto reservations.
What are they reserving them for? Ever ask that question? What are they reserving them for? Read that again.
As Native Americans were forced off their land and onto reservations, the government established day schools for their children, but U.S. leaders concluded they needed to be more aggressive to fully eradicate their cultures.
Mm-hmm. Next one.
You know what's funny, Bishop? That statement above it, go back to that writing again. It's quite obvious. Read it again.
As Native Americans were forced off their land and onto reservations, the government established day schools for their children.
So what was the purpose of that? Go ahead, read.
But U.S. leaders concluded they needed to be more aggressive.
So the first thing about them putting them on reservation and establishing day schools was to fully eradicate them. They said it has to be more aggressive. In other words, them establishing those schools and reservations, that wasn't aggressive enough. But their ultimate plan was to totally wipe them out.
Right. Next one.
U.S. officials ordered Native American children to be removed from their homes and sent to remote boarding schools. As one of the first boarding school founders said, kill the Indian in him and save the man.
Right. Remember they did, I'm going back to Malcolm X again. Remember they took all the kids after the father was murdered and put them into a foster care system. It's the same, very similar. Damn. That's what they did. Go ahead.
Effect too.
Right.
Kill the Indian, save the man.
Exactly. Go ahead.
At least 523 Indian boarding schools were established in the United States. Religious groups received federal contracts to operate about a third of them. Families were often coerced by federal agents or priests.
Or who?
Or priests to send their children.
Now they're finding thousands of dead bones of children in these boarding schools because they murdered them. A lot of them. They murdered them. And then they put little white kids on the reservation and said, oh, that's American Indian. No. Go ahead.
Bishop, you forgot they raped them too. You remember they're talking about the Catholic priests. They're sleeping with the young boys.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
All right. Physical abuse, disease, and malnutrition were widespread in the schools. Many children were sexually abused by the priests.
Y'all see that? That's what Deacon Lava was saying. Many children were sexually abused by the priests. Go ahead.
Sisters
meaning the nuns. The nuns. Go ahead.
Or other members of religious orders charged with their care.
And they have not changed to this day. They have not changed. Look at little demonic demons. Next one.
An unknown number of children died at the Indian boarding schools. Many of them were buried in unmarked graves.
Next one.
After two crucial government reports.
Critical.
After two critical government reports, most of the Indian boarding schools closed. By then, generations of Native Americans had attended. Many children and their families were left deeply scarred.
Mm-hmm. Next one.
Today, there are 574 federally recognized tribes in the United States, and their cultures endure. Native American groups still want an apology for the Indian boarding schools from the president and the Pope.
Let me tell you something. Apology is nothing.
Right.
Apology is garbage. Apology is empty words.
Right.
This why the Lord got said, I got to raise Judah first. Because an apology ain't nothing. Apology ain't giving you back your ancestors, your land, your dignity. None of that. Yeah. The hell is this? Yeah. Yeah, look at it. Look at it.
Oh, God.
Hey, give me that Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, please. Look at this crap. Look at this. Come on, dog.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Look at it. Leave that right there and read the scripture.
The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10.
It's verse 11 what I want, but watch this.
Never trust thine enemy.
God says never trust your enemies. Go ahead.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So I got a piece of iron here. This thing will surely rust in time. God says their wickedness is just like that. Now watch the next verse.
Though he humble himself.
That's him humbling himself. He gonna bend down. The Pope bends down. Kiss the hand. Yeah, read it again.
Though he humble himself and go crouching.
And go crouching like you see there.
Yet take good heed.
God says you better beware. Take good heed means beware. Go ahead.
And beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Like you wiped a foggy mirror. Go ahead.
Thou shalt know that his rusts have not been altogether wiped away.
You're going to realize the Catholic Church, these white folks have not changed at all. They're the same yesterday, today. That's how they are. Now, talk about these other damn people. Give me Zechariah 9:6. I want to talk about the people for a second. Y'all keep thinking these people change. The Pope ain't changed. If it changed, why didn't they give you your lands back? Why didn't they give you all the gold and the diamonds and the jewelry that they stole?
Hey, Bishop, the Lord is going to turn it up for our people to realize the white man, he have not changed.
That's right.
You know, within the last, ever since the 60s, 70s, they said, we ain't getting lynched no more. They ain't setting dogs on us no more, so probably the white man changed. No, trust me, you're going to see this man ain't changed. He's the same.
Changed. He's the same. Watch this. I'm going to show you what God calls the white man.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't get mad, but God calls the white man a few things in the Bible. Zechariah. Give me that Zechariah 9:6.
Zechariah chapter 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
Put up Ashdod. Put it on the screen. Zoom in. Ashdod is right there, right above Jerusalem. That's all white folks. God, read it again, Cat.
Yes, sir. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
A bastard shall dwell. Hey, give me the next picture. IT. God said a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. There's Ashdod right there. Read the bottom of that.
In Ashdod, secular and religious politicians.
Those are Edomites. Do y'all see the Edomites
Yes,
there? God called them bastards. Go ahead. Next picture. Read that.
Ashdod port.
That's all I want. I just want the Ashdod, so you know it's from Ashdod. These are the people. Go ahead. Read that.
Large number of ultra-Orthodox Jews gathered for the funeral of a rabbi, Mordecai Lefer, in Ashdod.
In Ashdod, Israel. Next picture.
Ashdod students.
Ashdod students. Next one.
An ultra-Orthodox Jewish family takes part in the, I can't see it, symbolically cast away sins ahead of Yom Kippur, the Jewish day of the atonement, in Ashdod, Israel.
Ashdod. Next picture.
Ultra-Orthodox Jews inspect an etrog, citrus fruit used in rituals during the upcoming Jewish holiday of Sukkot in Ashdod, Israel.
Ashdod is the next one. That's Ashdod, and give me the next one. So now read Zechariah 9:6 again.
Zechariah 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
Good.
And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
God said, I'm going to cut off the pride of the Palestinians. That's what he's saying. I'm going to cut off their pride. Write that down.
That's
the Philistines
right.
there is the Palestinians. Ashdod there is the white man that calls himself Jewish.
How come preachers don't read that when it says a bastard? And they'll be at home right now saying we using cuss words. That's in the Bible, sister. It's in the Bible. God calls them bastards. The hell is it? Well, you ain't supposed to say it. Shut up, you damn lying Christians. The hell is this? Where we at? Isaiah 10 and 12. Go back to Isaiah 10. We was there. We read 1 through 5. Let's just jump down to verse 12.
Yes, sir. The book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and verse 12. Wherefore it shall come to pass that when the Lord have performed his work, his whole work, upon Mount Zion and on Jerusalem.
Watch this.
I will punish the fruit of the stout heart of the king of Assyria and the glory of his high looks.
So the Lord said once he allows Assyria to do what they was going to do to us, the northern kingdom in particular, he said, I'm going to punish Assyria. Now, when you read in the punishment of Assyria, it goes twofold. It happened back then, and it's going to happen again today. Give me Proverbs 21:1 regarding Assyria. Watch this. This is what we all need to understand in this realm or world of men.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
You know what that proves? It don't matter who the president is.
Right.
God said, I turn the hearts of the king. I'll make them do what I want them to do. So we got to vote. We got to vote for this one and that. No. It don't matter who's in the seat. God is in control. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, put the king of Assyria on the screen right there. All right. Here's some ancient artifacts. I was looking through it, and I just like some of these artifacts. Go ahead. Next one. All right. Read the bottom of that.
Relief of Assyrian king Sargon II at ancient Dor Sharukin.
Next one. We ain't got all day.
Much later, Assyrians leading away the 10 tribes as slaves.
Look at the hair. Look at the nose. Those are not Caucasians.
Right.
Those are not Edomites. Those are not Israelis.
Right.
These are Negroes. These are black people. Read it again.
Much later, Assyrians leading away the 10 tribes as slaves in 722 and 721 BCE back to Assyria again.
Read it. Go to the next one. Look at that. This is what Assyria did to us. Had us tied up. They did some horrible, cruel things to us. Give me the next one. Pay attention. What they call it, peppercorn hair. That's a technique in stone to make it look like Afro hair. They call it peppercorn hair. You see how he's stabbing the dude in the neck?
Yep.
Give me the next one.
The Assyrian enslavement of the Hebrews. The Israelites struggle in a foreign land.
Give me the next one.
Torture.
How do you look at this and say those are white people? I see brown all in the picture. But on TV, they'll say, oh, no, white people. They got to push their lying narrative. Next one. And they used to put hooks in our nose and in our lips to control us. Go to the left, nigga. You going this way. Go to the right, nigga, and they pull it. Like you ever see these simple black women, they put that damn bull thing in their nose? Assyria used to use that to control us. What the hell wrong with them? Give me the next one. Read it, just the title.
Yes, sir. Illustration of women and children taken away to captivity.
Right, y'all see how, look at them brown faces. All right, so Assyria refers to ancient Assyria, yes. But spiritually, the modern state of Israel. I want y'all to pay close attention to what I'm saying. Yes, Assyria does make reference to ancient Assyria. But many times in the scriptures, prophetically, it's referring to the modern state of Israel. Because they took, when Assyria took over northern kingdom and put transplants in the land, that's why it's a metaphor. When you check that history of what they did, okay? We're going to go to Isaiah, the 14th chapter. And we're going to start with Babylon. And from Babylon, it's going to go to Assyria. You're going to see it's talking about Babylon is America. Assyria is the modern state of Israel. Isaiah 14, and let's open up with verse 4.
Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
The king of who?
Babylon.
So we're talking about the king of Babylon. Scholars will say, oh, this is talking about ancient Nebuchadnezzar. No, it's not talking about ancient Nebuchadnezzar. This is talking about the United States of America. As we read down, it's going to bear itself witness that what we're saying is the truth. Go ahead.
That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased?
How hath the oppressor ceased? So Babylon is an oppressing kingdom. So you can say, yeah, ancient Babylon, yeah, okay. But is America an oppressive system? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The golden city ceased.
The golden city ceased. Put that on the screen. America is the golden city. Go ahead.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, meaning rulership. Go ahead.
And the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath.
He who smote the people in wrath, meaning anger.
With a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth.
Now, you see that right there? When it says, read that again.
He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger.
Now, y'all see that right there? Is this not a anger right here? Do you see the bombs? Read that for us, Cap.
Yes, sir. Most bomb-dropping country. Montreal Baco is an Indian country.
We don't need that. Get the next section. A nation.
A nation-state version of a psychopath. The U.S. refuses to give up its addiction to bombing innocent people.
So this is an example of ruling the nations in wrath and anger. And it says it's an addiction to bombing nations. Damn. Christian church don't talk about this.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Women, kids, boys, girls. Give me the next picture. I got to kill them. Yeah, put that. Look, this is, they have an addiction to killing people, civilians even. So what verse you was at, Cap?
We was at verse 6, Bishop.
You was at
14,
6 again.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 14, verse 6.
Hey, by the way, when you look at this, when you see what, for example, what Israel is doing over there to Palestinian, guess who's dropping them? America's behind it. Right. Don't get it twisted. I know some of you say, oh, I'm like doing it, but guess where all these weapon bombs come from?
Right.
America. And America keeps saying, oh, ceasefire, you killing innocent people. No. Behind closed door, America continue to give them money and weapon. Kill more, kill more. That's what America's telling them, kill more people.
Yep. Exactly. Where you at, Cap?
Isaiah 14, verse 6.
Read.
He who smote the people in wrath.
He who smote the people in wrath.
With a continual stroke.
Meaning it don't stop. That's the addiction. The author of the article was saying they have an addiction to killing and murdering people, to dropping bombs. Go ahead.
He that ruled the nations in anger.
He does not rule nations in happiness. It says in anger. Go ahead.
Is persecuted.
His persecution will come. America will be persecuted, sure to come. Go ahead.
And none hindereth.
And once that persecution starts, brothers, nobody's going to be able to hinder. No one, meaning no one's going to be able to stop it. Everybody understand that, right? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
So when they get persecuted, the Bible foretells the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. Go ahead.
They break forth into singing.
Everybody going to break forth into singing and rejoicing when Babylon is persecuted. Go ahead.
Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Now verse 8. I want you to look at verse 8. Read verse 8 again.
Yes, sir. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee.
The fir trees, these fir trees that rejoice is also mainly going into the people that live there. Go ahead.
And the cedars of Lebanon.
And the people of Lebanon. Go ahead.
Saying since thou art laid down.
Since America was taken down.
No feller is come up against us.
Nobody's killing us no more. Because like Deacon Malachi said, all the weapons that Israel is using in Lebanon is from the United States of America. They are complicit. Go ahead. What verse we at?
Verse 9. Hell from beneath.
Hell from beneath
is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
So the hell from beneath, meaning the nations. The hell is referring to the nations. It's going to explain it as we read on. Go ahead.
It stirreth up the dead for thee.
So the hell is the dead. He's going to make it crystal clear in this next part. Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth.
See that? These are the kings of the nations. That's in hell under America. Everybody see that? Read it again.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
So as America is persecuted and coming down, it says hell from beneath is moved to meet them at their coming, thy coming down. Go ahead.
It stirreth up the dead for
So
thee.
the dead in hell is stirred up. This is a metaphor. It's going to tell you who it is. Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth.
Even all the chief ones of the earth. And if you don't know who the chief ones of the earth is, the next part makes it more clearer. Go ahead.
It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
That's the proof right there. So the kings of the nations are the chief ones, are the dead, are in hell living underneath the United States of America. Economically, with produce, all of that, America is the one that subdues all nations. And nations is pissed off. Okay? Even all the kings of the give me that next picture, the other one. That one on the screen. This is all the kings of the earth, for example. And there's more than this. But this was their G20 summit. Read.
Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Why are they saying that? Go back to the bottom of verse 6. Read 6 again.
Yes, sir. Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth.
See that? Is persecuted and none hindereth. Now verse 10.
All they that speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Because they're being persecuted. All the nations going to look at America and go, aha, you have an Achilles heel. You have a weak spot. Now we know how to hit you. Yeah. Read that again.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Watch, read.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Put the pomp. Is this not an example of pomp, of pride? Look at his face. Thy pomp shall be brought down to the grave. So America first, America first. Mosiah said, your pomp going to be brought down to the grave. Read that again. Give me the next picture.
Thy pomp is brought down.
No. There's another one with Trump, ain't there? That was the only one with Trump? Okay, I forgot to get it. Read it.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Their pride. Mm-hmm.
And the noise of thy vows.
The noise of thy vows. Put the noise of their vows up, their media. So read that part again.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows.
And the noise of their vials is their media, their rhetoric. It ain't just vials. We usually refer to it with music. Their music is their policies that goes through their media, right? That's what they use to go, and their media is worldwide. Everyone is hypnotized by the media of the United States of America. Read it again.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee.
Corruption. Go ahead.
And the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Stop right there. Notice what he's calling Babylon now. Read verse 4 again.
Verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
So the thought is the king of Babylon. Go ahead.
And say, how have the oppressor ceased?
So Babylon is an oppressor. Go ahead.
The golden city
Babylon
ceased.
is the best city on earth, the best country. Now verse 12.
Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven?
See that? How art thou fallen from heaven? Remember what we read earlier. Watch this. Read the bottom of read verse 8 again.
Verse 8. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down.
Since thou art laid, meaning fallen. Go ahead.
No feller is come up against us.
So it's telling you about Babylon falling. So now in verse 12, it calls Babylon Lucifer. Read that again.
Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Put up the statue. Because the word Lucifer means light bearer. Light bearer. This is Lucifer, the light bearer. America raises the torch in her right hand to bear light to the nations, that she is supreme. All nations are to follow her policies, her concepts, her ideas. Read that again.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
How did they weaken the nations? Give me the next clip. How did they weaken the nations? Can we zoom in?
U.S. launched 251 military interventions since 1991, and 469 since 1798.
Another word for interventions is coups. A coup. Read that next section.
The U.S. military launched 469 foreign interventions since 1798, including 251 since the end of the first Cold War in 1991, according to the official Congressional Research Service data.
This is how America weakens the nations. They send operatives in there to destabilize countries. This is why everybody's pissed off, but they got no power to stand up and say anything. Damn. Next picture. Huh? Hold on.
You guys can check this if you want to. As we speaking right now, America try to play part in the government of Lebanon. They try to put their own people there right now as we speak. You see how Israel is dropping bomb in Lebanon? America in the back, America tried to put their own people in the government. What America? Why? Remember, Hezbollah take over half of the country. America said, well, since Israel is dropping bomb right now, Hezbollah is occupied, let's go. Right now is the best chance for us to put our own people in there. They're doing that right now as we speak.
That's right. That's right. So one way they weaken the nations is through interventions, which is another word for coups. And now the next one.
The new confessions of an economic hitman. How America really took over the world.
When you read this, and this video's on it, he explains how they do. They use economic sanctions and all that to destabilize and corrupt and bring down whole governments. Okay, the jackals, he called it. Give me the next one. You see that? Sanctions. All that's in red are sanctioned by the United States. So look at all that red. America is the beast. America is the one that controls the world's economy. And if you don't like what America said, they will sanction you. Right. They'll shut you down financially, economically. They even shut down your food. The hell is this? Go ahead, say it on the mic.
He basically sanctioned the whole planet except America.
Right.
The damn bastard. Look at him. Everything else is red.
Yep. You can't make this. So where we at, Cap?
If he ain't the devil, where is he?
Yeah, where is he? That's the Christian church.
We just finished Isaiah 14 and 12, Bishop.
Go ahead.
Verse 13.
So that's an example of how they weaken nations. Everybody got that, right? I don't want to lose nobody. Verse 13.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 14, verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
I will ascend into heaven.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
So this is an example. Now, this was in what, 1969, how it began?
Yes, sir.
Then it went from there. Okay, you got space shuttles, moon landings. Now they're sending satellites to Mars and Venus. Okay, so this ain't talking about a spirit guy. This is talking about an oppressive kingdom on earth that weakens nations, that bombs nations, that's going to the moon and beyond. Read that again.
Yes, sir. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
So what does that mean? Give me hold that. Let's see what the congregation is first. Exodus 12:47. I want to write this down. Who is the congregation Babylon, Lucifer would sit on? I want to know who the congregation is.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 47. All the congregation of Israel.
Whoa! So the congregation is the Israelites. So when we go back to Isaiah 14, read that bottom half again.
Isaiah 14:13. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Meaning North America. Give me the next one. This is how they sit on us. It's called slavery. All right. Read that cop.
A documentary history of slavery in North America.
Where?
In North America.
In the sides of the north. Next one.
What actually happened in 1619, the origins of slavery in North America.
Where?
North America.
In the sides of the north. Go back to Isaiah 14, please.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. Give me the heights of the clouds, please. Yes, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. Next one. Okay, read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
What does it mean I will be like the Most High? Give me the next one. That's what it means.
Damn.
He painted himself worldwide as God. I will be like the Most High. You think about God on the earth, you think of the white man. You don't think Chinese, Japanese, African, Arab, nothing. You think white man. Next picture. That's I will be like the Most High. Next one. Damn. Read that. The religion.
The religion of whiteness.
This book goes into how everything is white. They became the people of antiquities. They were Sumer from way back in Genesis 6 and all that. They are Nimrod. They're everybody. So what the hell? And it tells you, yeah, they the last samurai. They are the last Negro. They the hell is this? They the last of the Mohicans. They are everybody on the planet Earth. Yeah, they Django. The hell is this? The hell is this? Yeah, where we at, Cap?
We're Isaiah 14 and verse 15 now. Bishop. Isaiah 14, 15.
Read 14 again.
Verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
They have planes. Go ahead.
I will be like the Most High.
They paint themselves as God, as Christ, as the angels. Go ahead.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
See that? Yet you shall be destroyed. The Bible says you shall be brought down to hell. Go ahead.
To the sides of the pit.
So you're going to be destroyed. Watch this.
They that see thee
now
shall...
watch the man. You can't just run. You got to take this verse slow.
Yes, sir. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
Wait a minute. So it's telling you that Lucifer is man on earth.
Right.
It's telling you Babylon is man on earth. The oppressive kingdom is man on earth. And it's the white man. It is the white man. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. No, what if, maybe this. No, it's the white man. This so-called white man. This is him. Read that verse again.
Yes, sir. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
That made the earth to tremble. Give me the next picture. That made the earth to tremble. IT, made the earth to tremble. We got the man. Made the earth to tremble. Yes. That made the earth to tremble. Go ahead.
That did shake kingdoms.
Next picture. Come on, IT. That did shake kingdoms. Because what we're reading here goes right back. What verse was that, y'all?
That was verse 16.
I know, but it goes right back to the ruled the nations. Where was that?
Oh, verse 6.
Yes, read 6 again.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 14 and 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth.
Y'all see that? Now go back to where we was at.
Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
This is the white man. Go ahead.
That did shake kingdoms.
They're the ones that shake kingdoms by dropping bombs. Go ahead.
That made the world as a wilderness.
Look at this. That made the world. You're looking at it in real time. And then in church, you're sitting in church. I don't know who this is talking about. You're looking at all the devastation and destruction and are still confused. You're purposely stupid.
Nobody else is doing this but them. That's what you got to think about also. Who else is doing this kind of destruction? Nobody but this red dragon beast. Nobody else. That's the reason why the Most High put that color on him.
Exactly.
So you can't make a mistake and say, oh, it ain't him.
You're right. There you go. Right. Where we at?
Verse 16, Bishop. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
And when y'all reading this on the street, you want to stress the man, the man. Don't just run by it, because Negroes are simple. We are slow-minded people. You got to repeat it and ask the listener, oh, who did it say a spirit or did it say the man? The man, the man, the man. Repeat after me. The man, the man, the man, the man. That's what it's talking about.
Right. But Bishop, when you ask him on the street, he got to look back to see if the man is looking at him.
Yeah. He'll go like this. Right? Is white folks looking at me? I don't want to say nothing. White folks are looking at me. The hell is this? What verse we had, Cap?
Verse 17 now, Bishop. Isaiah 14, 17. That made the world as a wilderness.
That made the world as a wilderness.
And destroyed the cities thereof.
Destroyed the cities thereof.
That opened not the house of his prisoners.
We're the prisoners. Remember, he's sitting on us in the sides of the north. He didn't open his kingdom to us. Go ahead.
All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory.
Now that goes back. Put that right back up to G20.
all the kings of the earth, all of them wait for their moment to rule. I know it was a while ago, but it should still be in the, that one. So read that again, Cap.
Yes, sir. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house.
Meaning all nations are waiting for their opportunity to rule. They said once America go down, it's game on. Every nation for himself. That's why it's called a race. Every race wants to rule. Every race wants to dominate. But for some reason, Negroes, we don't want to rule nothing. We don't even want to rule our damn house. Damn. The hell is this? Damn. Where we at, Cap?
Verse 19, Bishop.
Go ahead.
But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
So this white man's going to be cast out of his grave like an abominable branch. Go ahead.
And as the raiment of those that are slain.
Like the clothes from dead bodies. Go ahead.
Thrust through with a sword. That go down to the stones of the pit.
Read.
As a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
So they're not going to have an honorable burial. This white man that did so much devastation and destruction will not have an honorable end. That's what the Bible prophesies. Go ahead.
Because thou hast destroyed thy land.
Put Fauci up. Put Fauci back again. Thou hast destroyed. Damn. They orchestrated that. It's all coming out in the news now. These demons orchestrated that. Right. So to lower the population number, kill half the population. Yes. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. Because thou hast destroyed thy land.
Thou hast destroyed thy land.
And slain thy people.
And they've slain their own people. They don't care if they got to kill a couple of million white folks to get what they want. They will do it. Go ahead.
The seed of evildoers.
What's the Bible call them?
The seed of evildoers.
Ooh.
Shall never be.
Stop. You know what that goes with? Hold that. 1 John 3:10. The seed of evil doers. These are some good precepts. Put them things together.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 10. In this the children of God are manifest, and the children of the devil.
You want to know who the devil is? Well, the Bible telling you who the children of the devil is. The devil got children on earth. Right. Go back to Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14 verse 20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people.
Here come.
The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
The white man, Esau Edom, is the seed of evildoers.
Right.
They are the children of the devil. Now, listen, it has nothing when you read the Bible, take your emotions out of it. This ain't personal. Because most of y'all in here, the white man sure been good to you. Some of you got a nice house and home and all of that. It's nothing personal. We're going to tell you what the Bible says, though. We're going to remove our emotions and just look at, okay, the Bible's talking about Babylon. It says Babylon would destroy nations and kingdoms. Okay, that's America. Okay. Now it's calling them Lucifer. Now it's calling them the seed of evildoers. That's the white man. Hey, Chuck, did you know you're the devil the Bible speaks of? That's all it is. They're the seed of evildoers. Come on, where we at?
Yes, sir. Verse 21. Bishop.
Hey, put up the seed of evildoers again with Congress. With Congress. Come on. This is them. No, that's not Congress. That's Congress. That's Congress. That's the seed of evildoers. Well, at least a portion of them. That's them right there. Read that again.
Yes, sir. Isaiah 14:20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Nobody want to talk about this. Right. The Christian church be like, no. Read 21 again.
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
For the sins of their fathers. And they're quick to say, I never did that. That wasn't me. That was my fathers. God said, well, you're going to pay for the sins of your fathers. Why? Because you are your fathers. That's right. Come on.
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise. Nor possess the land. Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
God said, I don't want them to ever rise again.
Once America go down, they're never going to rise back up again. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on, child?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, none of y'all don't cry. We just see some people.
Don't be crying in here.
Don't be crying. See the white people got chains on them. Don't be crying.
Yeah.
Hey, Bishop.
All right.
That
Come
clothes,
on now.
Is it me or is that they're dressed too nice?
Yeah, they were dressed too nice.
Yo, what the hell?
Hey, make sure you brothers and sisters online donate. Donate, right? Yeah! Come on. Yeah! Hey, so the question now comes, why you got Palestine and Israel, right? The argument always comes up, why no two-state solution? Now, the land is ours, don't get me wrong. The land is God's, and God gave it to us, the 12 tribes of Israel. But in the media, they always say, we need a two-state solution.
Hey, what we just read, they says that they may not possess the land anymore. The land ain't just talking about America, but the land of Israel. They're not going to possess that land again.
Exactly.
You don't understand?
Yes, right. All praise. IT, can we have that video?
To these concerns that, well, Putin, Khomeini, they're war criminals, they're terrorists, as if they're too inherently evil or immoral for us to negotiate with. But meanwhile, this administration has financed a genocide in Gaza for the last year, and every day you're up there denying accountability for it. So, I mean, what gives you the right to lecture other countries on their moral?
So if you have a policy question for me, I'm happy to take it. If you want to give a speech,
No, but
there are plenty of places in Washington where you can give a speech.
Yeah, but people are sick of the in here. I mean, it is a genocide. You are abetting it, and you are risking nuclear war in Ukraine for this proxy war.
Plenty of other places to give a speech. Go ahead.
Damn!
So we all
Give me the next clip.
Damn!
What you're witnessing the revealing of who this man really is. Brothers, make no mistake about it. What you see going on in the world, they can never come back from it.
Right.
They're only going to be exposed more and more.
Right.
So I'm telling you, some of you, stop sleeping. You all got sleeping.
And even when they try to initiate peace on this earth, the Bible says sudden destruction will follow. Why? Because you killed a whole civilization's mother, father, children. You killed generations of them. You think they're going to let that slide? No. Now, black people, we let things slide. They'll kill you today, you forget about it tomorrow. But not the Arabs. They're not like that. They say, you know what? We're not going to forget about this. If it takes us years, we're going to sit back in the cut and wait and get revenge. That's what's going to happen. Everybody understand what I'm saying? Give me the next video. Two-state solution.
The own solution to this is you give Palestinian rights, you establish a state of Palestine, you stop the Israeli slaughter of Palestinians, you stop the Israeli apartheid state. Israel is dead set against that. The entire Israeli political governance now is dead set against that. Hundreds of thousands of illegal settlers in the West Bank are dead set against that. Smotrich, Ben-Gvir, Gallant, Netanyahu are dead set against that. So my view is it has nothing to do with what Israel wants. It has to do with enforcement of international law. So I want to see this imposed, not because Israel agrees to it, but because it is imposed. And there is one country that stands in the way of imposing this, not Iran, not the Saudis, not Egypt, not Russia, not China, not any country in the European Union, one country and one country alone. And that is because of the United States of America. And Israel lobby, that's what stops the solution that could bring peace.
So you see that even the white man saying America is the problem with all nations on the planet. So now, we're going to head right on back to Isaiah 14 again, Cap.
Yes, sir.
What verse we at?
Verse 22 now, Bishop.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 14, verse 22. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith the Lord.
So the Lord's going to cut off all the men. Why? Because men are the ones that produce the children. Okay? And that planted. He said, I'm going to get rid of everybody. Go ahead.
I will also make it a possession for the bittern and the pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction.
So God's going to destroy America. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Watch.
The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
So all God's purpose shall stand. Go ahead.
That I will break the Assyrian in my land.
Now God says about the state of Israel, I will break the Assyrian in my land. He's calling the modern state of Israel, since 1948, he's calling them the Assyrian. Go ahead.
I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them.
The yoke is the apartheid system they have established in the state of Israel. There's these little settlers and their movements, they have an apartheid regime on the modern day Palestinians, the Arabs. Read that again.
That I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders.
So God said, I'm going to destroy these Assyrians in my land. And I'm going to take that yoke that they have on the people that's in my land that shouldn't be there either, off of them. Go ahead.
This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth.
See that? This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth. This is what everything's about. Go ahead.
And this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations.
That's right. Come on.
For the Lord of hosts hath purposed, and who shall disannul it?
Who can change God's purpose? Go ahead.
And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
Watch this.
In the year that King Ahaz died was this burden.
That's the year that Isaiah saw this vision. Watch this.
Rejoice not thou whole Palestina.
Y'all see that? We read at the beginning of the class, Palestina is another name for the Arabs, modern day Arabs. Right. So it's telling you that in the land of Israel, which God calls it in Assyria, verse 25, that I will break the Assyrian in my land. So we know his land is the land of Israel, right? I understand it, right?
Yes, sir.
He's calling the people that's occupying it Assyrian, and he's calling them Palestinia. So that's two groups of people in God's land. One group here he calls Assyrian, the other group he calls Palestina. Read verse 29 again.
Yes, sir. Rejoice not thou whole Palestina.
That's the Arabs.
Because the rod of him that smote thee is broken.
See that? So the rod of him that smote thee is broken because America is the one that funnels the weapons to Israel to put that yoke on them. So God said, I'm going to break America, and when I do that, this place in Israel is going to go down too. Read that again.
Yes, sir. Rejoice not thou whole Palestina, because the rod of him that smote thee is broken.
So the rod of this white man that is on the Arabs shall be broken. God says, don't rejoice too quick now, because once that goes down, the Arabs is going to rejoice, screaming Allah Akbar all through the streets. Go ahead.
For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice.
This is a missile. Read that part again for out.
For out of the serpent's root.
Give me a missile.
For out of the serpent's root shall come forth a cockatrice, and his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent.
And his fruit shall be a fiery flying serpent. So God is telling you what's going to happen in the last days in the land of Israel. Go ahead.
And the firstborn of the poor shall feed.
And the firstborn of the poor shall feed. That's our people.
And the needy shall lie down.
Now, how do we know that? Give me that in case. How do you know the firstborn of Exodus 4:22?
Yes, sir. The book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 22. Exodus 4:22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
See that? We're the firstborn. So when we go back to Isaiah 14 again and 30.
Isaiah 14 and 30. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed.
We are the firstborn of the poor. Go ahead.
And the needy shall lie down in safety.
We are the needy that shall lie down in safety. Not those people over there that God's naming the Assyrians.
not the Palestinians. Go ahead.
And I will kill thy root with famine.
See that? I will kill thy root with famine.
And he shall slay thy remnant.
And he shall slay thy remnant. Come on.
Howl, O gate. Cry, O city. Thou whole Palestina.
What's going to happen?
Art dissolved.
What's going to happen to Palestine?
Art dissolved.
Y'all see that? Art dissolved. Palestine will be wiped off the earth. So God's going to take out this white man that's over there, and he's going to take out the Arabs too. All praises to the Lord.
That's right.
All praises. Yeah! Read that verse again, 31.
Howl, O gate. Cry, O city. Thou whole Palestina art dissolved. For there shall come from the north a
There
smoke.
shall come from the north a smoke. This is a missile, a bomb. Go ahead.
And none shall be alone in his appointed
It's
time.
going to be destruction there. Total destruction. Everybody going to get it. Arab going to get it. White man going to get it.
Right.
Everybody in the land going to get it.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What shall one then answer the messengers of the nation? That the Lord have founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it.
We are the poor of Zion. We are the poor that the Lord is looking for. Go back to Isaiah 10 now.
Yes, sir.
And verse 16.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 16. Therefore shall the Lord of hosts, send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory he shall kindle a burning like the
He
burning.
shall kindle a burning like the burning of a fire. Destruction. Come on.
At the light of Israel shall be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame.
The Holy One for a flame. That's Christ. Go ahead.
And it shall burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day.
In one day, like it says in Revelation 18:8, it's going to take the Lord one day. Go ahead.
And shall consume the glory of his forest and of his fruitful field, both soul and body.
This destruction that's coming is going to destroy both soul and body. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And they shall be as when a standard bearer fainted.
It's like you losing the war. When your standard bearer drops, you have lost the war. Go ahead.
And the rest of the trees of his forest shall be a few.
Going to be a few people. Go ahead.
That a child may write them.
It's going to be so few people left over there, it said a child going to be able to number them. That's how few it's going to be. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob.
That's us. See, if you don't know who Israel truly is, you're going to be confused. Because you're reading Isaiah 14 and get everybody over there to get wiped off the earth, off the planet. Now you're over here talking about, wait a minute, escape? What are you talking about? This is talking about the real Israelites escaping. Read that again.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob.
That's you and me that repent of our sins.
Shall no more again stay upon him that smote
We
them.
ain't going to stay on the white man that smote us. Mr. White Man, can you give me public assistance? Mr. White Man, can you give me a job? Can you give me education? No, we ain't staying on him no more. Go ahead.
Right?
But shall stay upon the Lord,
We're going to totally depend on the Lord. Go ahead.
the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
In truth, not in lies. Go ahead.
The remnant shall return,
The remnant of Israel shall return.
even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God.
We're going to return to the mighty God. Read.
For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return.
Everybody ain't going to return. Only a remnant. Although we're the largest nation on the planet, God says only a remnant shall return. So don't get your feelings hurt when people say, I don't want to hear that. Let them die. Let them go. Read it again.
Right?
For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed
The destruction, which is the consumption decreed,
shall overflow with righteousness.
with righteousness. This destruction that's coming is all based upon righteousness. Everyone's going to get paid back for the evil that they have done on this earth. Go ahead.
For the Lord God of hosts shall make a consumption, even determined, in the midst of all the
In
land.
the midst of all the land. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, O my people that dwellest in Zion, be not afraid of the Assyrian.
Wait. Oh, my people that dwellest in Zion, that's us. Be not afraid of the Assyrian, because it's the Assyrian, modern state of Israel, that's here making laws and legislation of hate speech. You can't say this. It's anti-Semitism. You can't do that. And they're going to make more grievous laws soon to come. Read.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, O my people that dwellest in Zion, Be not afraid of the Assyrian. He shall smite thee with a rod.
You see what he's going to do? He shall smite thee with a, God is prophesying, these people is going to smite you with a rod. Go ahead.
He shall lift up his staff against thee after the manner of Egypt.
Just like ancient Egypt did. The Assyrian are these so-called people we call Jewish today. That's them. God said they're going to raise up a rod against you and smite you, just like ancient Egypt did. Go ahead.
For yet a very little while, and the indignation shall cease, and mine anger in their destruction.
And mine anger in their destruction. Go ahead.
And the Lord of hosts shall stir up a scourge for him according to the slaughter of Midian at the rock of Oreb.
Right.
And as his rod was upon the sea, so shall he lift it up after the manner of Egypt.
Watch this.
And it shall come to pass in that day that his burden shall be taken away from off thy shoulders.
So the same way they have a yoke on the Palestinians over there, they have a yoke on our people over here. So read that verse again, 27.
And it shall come to pass in that day that his burden shall be taken away from off thy shoulder, and his yoke from off thy neck. And the yoke shall be destroyed because of the anointing.
The anointing is Christ. That's the Holy Spirit. Because of the anointing, Christ is going to break their yoke from us. Go ahead.
He is come to Ajath. He is passed to Migron. At Michmash, he have laid up his carriages.
Right, these are weapons of war, the vehicles of war. Go ahead.
They are gone over the passage. They have taken up their lodging at Gabah. Ramah is afraid. Gibeah of Saul is fled.
All nations are going to flee when war comes. Go ahead.
Lift up thy voice, O daughter of Galim. Cause it to be heard unto Laish, O poor Anathoth. Madmenah.
So these are nations at war. Go ahead.
Madmenah is removed. The inhabitants of Gabim gather themselves to flee.
Go ahead.
As yet shall remain at Nob that day. He shall shake his hand against the mount of the daughter of Zion, the hill of Jerusalem.
That's us. Go ahead.
Behold, the Lord of hosts, shall lop the bow with terror.
So notice that. Behold, the Lord of hosts shall lop the bow with terror. God's going to bring terror on the land of Israel. He's going to destroy them. Go ahead.
The high ones of stature.
You see that? And the high ones of stature
shall be hewn down.
Shall be hewn down, mean cut down.
And the haughty shall be humbled.
Shall be humbled. Go ahead.
And he shall cut down the thickets of the forest with iron.
That's an iron weapon of war, a missile. Go ahead.
And Lebanon shall fall by a mighty one.
And Lebanon shall fall by the mighty God. The mighty one is the Lord. Which goes back to verse 21. Read 21 again.
Verse 21. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God.
So the mighty God is referring to verse 34 again now.
Verse 34. He shall cut down the thickets of the forest with iron, and Lebanon shall fall by a mighty one.
So the mighty one is going into the Lord. From there, give me Daniel. Give me Daniel. I'm dealing with prophecy today. Daniel 8. Daniel chapter 8. And let's look at verse 23.
The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom.
And in the latter time of their kingdom. This is the fourth empire. This is the Roman Empire, which has gone up to America today. That's what it's talking about, the white man's empire. Read it again.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full.
When the sins are come to the full.
A king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand.
So there's going to be a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. I always tell you that. Don't look for one particular guy. Why? Because they move. They die in return. Like a president. He only can lead for 2 terms max. That's 8 years. So stop looking for that. Okay, even a pope, he may die, a pope can die, and they got to have somebody take his seat. Now, commentators often say it's Antiochus Epiphanes. Can we put that on the screen? They often say that this guy that is talking about is Antiochus.
Epiphanes is an ancient Greek epithet that means manifest or God manifest. It was used by several Hellenistic rulers, including Antiochus IV Epiphanes, who was the king of the Seleucid Empire from 175 to 164 BCE.
So Epiphanes, means God manifest on earth. So you may say, okay, because Christians will say, especially Seventh-day Adventists, that was Jehovah's Witness said that was only back then. Give me the next one about the Pope. Watch this. Read that.
The title, Vicar of Christ on Earth, is a title used in the Roman Catholic Church to refer to the Pope.
Aren't those names similar? Mm-hmm. And Epiphanies was God manifest on earth. This is what is Vicar of Earth. Well, look at the meaning. Look at the meaning.
The meaning. The Pope is referred to as the Vicar of Christ because he is said to stand in place of Jesus Christ and possess his authority in the church.
Y'all see that? So that's why if you look at some commentators, they'll just say Antichrist. Some will say just Antiochus, but it's both of them.
Right.
It goes into both of them. Go back to Daniel.
Yes, sir.
8 again.
Verse 23 again, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel 8, verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
There's a lot of them too. So if you hear me just say the Pope, I'm not meaning just the Pope. Esau in general, that guy just one of the leaders. But you got archbishops and all these titles these dudes got. Go ahead.
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
Not by his own power. This dude working with Satan. These people work with the devil. Go ahead.
And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper.
Now as we go down, I'm going to revisit this again in a few minutes, but we're just going to read down. Go ahead.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
A lot of people going to die behind this peace accord. Go ahead.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
The prince of princes. Get that in Isaiah 9 and 6. Is Christ. The prince of princes is Christ.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace. That's all I want to go back.
Yes, sir. Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And he shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
You're going to stand up against Christ. Go ahead.
But he shall be broken without hand.
He shall be broken without hand. Now, I want you to remember this. Get Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. Pay attention.
The book of Ecclesiastes.
I'm going to take you on a journey. Go ahead.
Chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that hath been.
Stop. The thing is talking about, write this down, spirits on earth. Spirits is the thing that hath been. Read it again.
The thing that hath been. It is that which shall be.
It is that which shall be. Talking about spirits return. Go ahead.
That which is done.
That which is done, meaning events on earth. Whether you do good or bad, the things that was done in the past. Go ahead.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Is that which occurs even in the future. Go ahead.
And there is no new thing.
And there's no new spirits
under the sun.
Now read the verse again.
The thing that hath been.
Spirits of man.
It is that which shall be. That which is done.
Meaning past events of whether obedience or disobedience.
Is that which shall be done.
There is future. Okay?
There is no new thing under the sun.
There's no new spirits under the sun. 2nd Esdras 5:42. 2nd Esdras 5:42.
The book of
2nd Esdras 5:22. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The book of 2nd Esdras chapter 5, verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first.
Y'all see that? So God's judgment is like a ring. Okay? There's no slackness of the last. It means it's not slow. Even so, there is no swiftness, meaning rush, of the first. It's a steady cycle of judgment. It goes round and round. This is why a lot of people don't understand the Bible. They'll read about events in Genesis, not realizing it will reoccur in Isaiah, Jeremiah, even in these last days, and be confused. Okay. Go back to Daniel 8 again.
Yes,
And
sir.
verse 23.
Yes, sir. Daniel chapter 8, verse 23. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. And
Stop. Stop. Now, all I want is 23. Was that it?
Yes, sir. That was
Now
it.
watch this. Give me the next book.
Shalom, this is Captain OC of the IUIC Booster Club. Today I'm going to show you and tell you how you can join the Booster Club. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to send an email to iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. In the body of the email, you're going to include your name, where you congregate, and how long you have been with IUIC. Once you sent this email, wait for a response, and then you too will be a member of the IUIC Booster Club. Shalom.
Read that.
The Rise of Christendom by Edwin Johnson, 1890.
This was published in 1890. Go to the next page. I just want the bottom section. Highlight that. Bring it up. Read that.
Yes, sir. There is the curious notice of R. Benjamin of Tudela, which describes rabbins as forming part of the suite of the Pope, the head of the Edomites.
Do y'all hear what they call him? They call him the head of the Edomites.
Damn!
Give me the next. Give me the next one. Highlight at the top.
Now, the medieval chroniclers say expressly that Edom means the Roman Empire or the European powers.
So they know that. So you read about the last fourth empire, and all churches go, that's Rome. But they don't know that that's Edom.
Right.
The Edomites. Go down to the very bottom. Zoom in.
One of the earliest is Benjamin of Tudela, 1160, who calls Rome the Edomite capital, and the Pope the head of the Edomitish religion.
Y'all see that? So you mean some scholars don't know what's going on? They don't know what time it is? Oh, they know. It's only black and Latino people don't know what's going on. We always confuse. So, give me the next page. Next page. Read that.
At all events, many of these forgeries have been executed with sufficient cleverness by the mercenary servants of the Pope.
So in this page, when you read this chapter, it goes into how the Pope's Jesuits, they find records and they make slight alterations in the books. Go ahead.
By the mercenary servants of the Pope to deceive generations of scholars, otherwise acute, who have approached the literature under the stupor of ecclesiastical prepossession. Prepossession, excuse me.
Give me the next one, please. Give me the next one. Read that.
The Society
Now,
of
we touched on this last week, but I just like this so much, I want to touch it again. Go ahead.
The Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuit Order, is a Catholic religious order that is subject to the Pope.
Go ahead.
Founded Ignatius of Loyola and 6 companions founded the Jesuits in 1540 with the approval of Pope Paul III.
Next one, the article.
Salon of the suffering of the CIA. In Showtime's The Spy Masters, America's chief spooks bear their souls on the pain of the terror war.
Right. So now, when you go into this, y'all can look at the article on your own. Give me the next page with just the highlight section. Yeah. Read that.
But as human specimens, they are all pretty much of a piece. The way archbishops or bank presidents are. In fact, they reminded me of Jesuit priests, a soft-spoken, pasty-faced brotherhood of white dudes with elite educations and deep roots in the arcane national security apparatus. It's fascinating to hear.
But I want y'all to see what it says. It says they have elite educations and deep roots in the arcane national security apparatus. You'll see, we were in Rome, we saw a lot of them. You really don't pay them no mind, because a lot of them is old and they're very soft. They talk very soft and very nice, but they are very diabolical. Give me the next page. Start with while, which says while. Raise it up. Start with while. While the number.
While the number of Jesuits working in the mission fields, especially in Asia and Africa, exceeded that of any other religious order, they were involved in a broad and complex list of activities, including the field of communications.
So the Jesuits deal with communications,
social work, ecumenism,
religion,
human rights, and politics.
and politics. Politics. Good.
In 1968, the Jesuit Superior General Pedro Arupe refocused the order with a preferential option for the poor, and the Jesuit ranks experienced a rise in the popularity of liberation theology.
So they went around the globe talking about liberation theology. It was actually the overthrow of governments. But they used the guys who were trying to help you. These guys are dictators. We need a new policy here. That's what the Jesuits was doing. Go ahead.
Which holds that ministry should include involvement in the political struggle of the poor. Rise up, yeah. This ideology influenced a number of Jesuit leaders in Latin America in the late 20th century, some of whom were met with violence and death because of their activism.
Now, y'all see that right there? Some of whom were met with violence and death because of their activism. They were trying to overthrow governments. So, what the church does today, they use their deaths as a fulfillment of the persecution of the followers of Christ in Matthew 24. But that's not what it's talking about. These are demons being put to death, trying to overthrow government. But they go, no, Christ's disciples are being persecuted. And everybody's crying in the street. I'm like, no, it's all deceit.
Right.
Give me the next one. Yes, that right there. Read that.
Jesuits, the Pope's army. When appearing as members of their order, they wore a garb of sanctity, visiting prisons and hospitals, ministering to the sick and the poor, professing to have renounced the world and bearing the sacred name of Jesus, who went about doing good. But under this blameless exterior, the most criminal and deadly purposes were often concealed.
Read that sentence, because it slips by the northern kingdom, it just went by them. Read that part for them.
But under this blameless exterior, the most criminal and deadly purposes were often concealed.
The Pope does not get up and say, hey, I'm sending spies and agents to destabilize your country. They don't do that. They will conceal the truth behind helping the poor and love. Like Mother Teresa. Everybody heard of Mother Teresa? Top witch, demon. Yeah, go ahead.
It was a fundamental principle of the order that the end justifies the means.
Watch this.
By this code.
By the code that the end justifies the means. What does it mean?
Lying.
Theft.
Perjury. Assassination.
What?
Assassination. Were not only pardonable.
But
commendable.
Go in there and take them out. And you got old Mother Teresa. Oh, my son. And she'll put you to death. Damn. Poison you or something. I'm just here to help. No, they cannot be around to help. Yeah, that's her. That's her. Anybody do the sign of the cross, throw them out.
Right.
The ends justify the means. That means by any means necessary.
Exactly.
That's what it means. And then when we do it, it's okay.
Exactly. And people sleep on the church, what they call the Roman Catholic Church. Don't sleep on them. Read it. Go back and read it again.
Yes, sir. By this code.
No, it was.
It was a fundamental principle of the order that the end justifies the means. By this code, lying, theft, perjury, assassination were not only pardonable, but commendable.
That's their code of ethics. You just read their code of ethics right there.
Yes, sir.
Lying, stealing, murdering, that's their thing. Pastime.
Go ahead.
When they serve the interests of the church.
Remember, it said one of the interests was politics. Go ahead.
Under various disguises, the Jesuits worked.
Under various, what was that word?
Disguises.
They don't always come in appearing as they ought to. They come with disguises. Go ahead.
Under various disguises, the Jesuits worked their way into offices of state, climbing up to be the counselors of kings.
Y'all see that? Climbing up to be the counselors of kings.
And shaping the policy of nations.
See, that's the politics. Go ahead.
They became servants to act as spies upon their masters.
See that? They act as spies upon their masters. Go ahead.
They established colleges for the sons of princes and nobles.
Y'all see that? They established colleges for the sons of princes and nobles. Go ahead.
And schools for the common people.
Now, this ain't in the media. Most people have never seen this or know about this stuff. Go ahead.
And the children of Protestant parents were, lift it up. And the children of Protestant parents were drawn into a observance of popish rites or popish rites. All the outward pomp and display of the Romish worship was brought to bear to confuse the mind and dazzle and captivate the imagination. And thus the liberty for which the fathers had toiled and bled was betrayed by the sons. The Jesuits rapidly spread themselves over Europe, and wherever they went, there followed a revival of popery.
Popery. Now, go back to Daniel 8:24.
Yes, sir. The book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
Now, put that on the screen, eugenics. So now we often see this. This is a way that they destroy. We're the mighty and the holy people. They destroyed us. You got eugenics. Read some of them limbs down there.
Yes, sir. You got biology, genetics, psychology, physiology, anatomy.
All these things work to our detriment. They work to the destruction of the 12 tribes of Israel. You might think these things help us, but they actually destroy us. Go ahead.
Mental testing, history, geology, archaeology, anthropology, ethnology, geography, law, statistics, politics, economics, biography, genealogy, sociology, religion, education, medicine, surgery, and psychiatry.
Right. Give me the next picture with the Pope. Yep. Give me the next one. Y'all sleep on this guy. Go ahead. So he works with America. That's why it says not by his own power, because America is the muscle behind Rome, the physical muscle. Give me the next one. And these popes, they always meet with world presidents. Okay, give me the next one. Right, don't sleep. They have private meetings.
What the hell is up underneath that gown?
I don't want to know.
he got some evil, he got some demons and all types of stuff up under there.
You're right about that.
Spells and all types of things.
Exactly. Now, we read, it said he shall have power, but not by his own power. Is that what it says? Something like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Go to Revelation 13. Read that again, Daniel 8, real quick.
Yes, sir. Daniel 8, verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
That's all I wanted. Now give me Revelation 13.
Yes, sir. Verse 2, Bishop?
Nope. I want verse 11.
Verse 11, yes, sir. Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth.
This is the United States of America. This is the beast coming up out of the earth. Go ahead.
And he had two horns like a lamb.
Democracy and republicanism. Democracy is a two-partisan political system. Go ahead.
And he spake as a dragon.
Why he speak like a dragon? Because their policies are against God's laws. Go ahead. Right, put it on the screen. These are the two horns, Republican, Democrat. Those are the two horns. And then people, I think we should vote Democrat. What part of the beast is you going to vote for? I'm thinking Republican. You simple as hell. Exactly. Go ahead.
And he exercises all the power of the first beast.
He exercises all the power of Rome. Go ahead.
Before him.
Before him. Remember, Rome, when you read the history, was a power on earth. Now Rome is religious. But America has come up in power. Read that part again.
Yes, sir. Verse 12. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him.
That was Rome.
And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast.
To worship Rome.
Whose deadly wound was healed.
Whose deadly wound was healed. That's the Renaissance. The healing is called Renaissance. Okay? So when it says to worship the first, everything we have pretty much having this system from the dollar bill written in the Roman numerals, the days of the months are Roman, days of the weeks. Many of the holidays are all from Rome. Everybody understand that? Read.
Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Give me the next picture. Yes. The atomic bombing of Hiroshima, August 6, 1945. This is how fire fell from heaven. This is how he make fire come down from heaven. Give me the next one. That's it right there. That's a photo of it. It was called Little Boy. They call that bomb Little Boy. And the next one they call Fat Man. That one right there, this bomb's name was called Fat Man. They dropped these two bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. Give me the next one. That's it. Give me the next one. Yep. Give me the next one. This is the fire from heaven. This is the fire. Do we have a video on that that won't get us flagged? Go ahead, show it. I don't hear nothing. We don't have no sound? Okay. But this is the dropping of the atom bomb. This is fire, making fire come from heaven. It had never been seen on the planet Earth before.
They ain't never seen that.
Right. Nobody ever seen nothing like that before. So where we at?
We're still at verse 13.
13 again?
Yes, sir. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
So this is what was done. That's Hiroshima, Nagasaki. That was done. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands and thousands of people, charcoal, destroyed. Yeah.
When Esau watches what his weapons do, to him, that's his aphrodisiac. Huh? He get turned on by seeing people die at the will of his hands, dropping bombs on people. He get excited about that thing.
Exactly. Yep. Where we at, Cap?
Verse 14 now, Bishop.
Go ahead.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
Notice what it's calling the dropping of the bombs. Miracles. Because no one had ever seen nothing like that before. Read again.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
So there's science is called miracles in the Bible. Go ahead.
Which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Which he had power to do in the sight of Europe. That was the beast. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live.
So make an image in honor to Rome. Give me the pillory. So this tells you about the image.
In the pillory, tale of the Borgia Pope.
Go ahead, go in. Zoom in at the bottom.
Bust of the Savior posed for by Cesare Borgia.
So from Rome, remember, he was the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. His image was used as the image, the Renaissance image for the new image of Christ. Let's look at the image. That's him right there. Give me the next one. Zoom in at the bottom.
Yes, sir. The original of this bust was found in the church of San Salvatore in Termis, now destroyed. It is an open secret that Cesare Borgia, the son of Pope Alexander, had posed for it.
See that? So all the scholars, they know that that image of the beast is Caesar Borgia. They know that thing. It's the black and Latin church that is unawares, totally unawares. Now you may say, well, what does this got to do with 1945? Give me head of Solomon, head of Christ. Yep. Read that first paragraph,
yes,
then
sir.
jump.
Head of Christ. The head of Christ, also called the Salmon Head, is a 1940 portrait painting of Jesus of Nazareth by American artist Warner Salmon as an extraordinarily successful work of Christian popular devotional art.
Right. Now jump down. Give me. Well, let's get to the point. Raise it up. Raise it up. Go ahead. I want to get to the war. I think it's under Origins, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, under Origins, I think. Where it says the Baptist bookstore. Under Origins, look up. You see Origins,
That's it
right?
there. That's it right there. That's it right there. Go back. The Baptist bookstore.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The Baptist bookstore initially popularized the painting, distributing various size lithographic images for sale throughout the southern United States. The Salvation Army and the YMCA, as members of the USO, handed out pocket-sized versions of the painting to American servicemen heading overseas during World War II.
So this is what this has to do with the dropping of the atom bomb. This image became famous during World War II. All servicemen carried this image in their pockets to exhort them to carry on, to fight, to war, to kill, to maim, to destroy. Go ahead.
After the war, groups in Oklahoma and Indiana conducted campaigns to distribute the image into private and public spaces.
That's all I wanted.
Yes, sir.
So now when we go back to Revelation again, where we at, Cat? What verse was that?
13, 14, Bishop. Revelation 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Which is Europe. The beast there is Europe. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast.
So that's the white image of Jesus.
Which had the wound by a sword and did live.
So they honored the image from Rome. That's what it's talking about. Read 15.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
We just read who the image actually is. It's actually Caesar Borgia, but they gave it whose life, brothers?
Jesus Christ.
Christ. They gave it the life of Christ. Go ahead.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak.
Now, how does this damn image speak? Give me the next one. This is how the image speaks. Play that. Hopefully we don't get hit. Go ahead. They find an actor that's similar to Caesar Borgia. That's what they do.
Ecce homo.
Ecce homo.
Behold the man.
Behold the man.
Don't you realize I have the power to release you? Have you crucified?
You would have no power over me if it had not been given you from above.
Anybody crying in here, throw them out.
That is not Jesus.
Right.
It is an insult. He is not the king of the Jews. Those are the orders. Where is team? Take down that sign.
Father, forgive them.
Hey, pause. Look out. Yo, that Jesus is a homosexual right there. Watch it there. You see how he on the cross? He's like, Father, forgive them. That's not how my king talk.
That's right.
That's not how my king look, man. That Jesus is a homosexual.
It's a Batman. It's a Batman.
I'm a Batman.
But that's how the image speaks. They hire an actor that looks like Caesar Borgia, and they have him speak the words of the Bible. Everybody got that, right? Let's go back. Cat, where we at?
Still in verse 15, Bishop.
Go ahead.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So back then, we know, give me the image of Atahualpa. Yes. If we didn't worship Christianity, white Jesus included, they literally killed us. That's Northern Kingdom there. Give me Southern Kingdom. And they burned us alive too. Give me the next clip. The Roman Catholic Church epitomizes white supremacy. In all its various denominations, whether they we're Protestant. The only thing they protest against the church, they protest against the Pope being the vicar of Christ. But all the teachings of the Pope, the Roman Catholic Church, they follow. 9 out of 10. Read some of those names.
Yes, sir. Eastern and Western Orthodox, Jehovah's Witness, Presbyterian, Lutheran, World Council of Churches, Born Again, Methodist, Mormon, Episcopalian, Evangelical, Pentecostal, Baptist, Adventist, Protestant, Anglican, Calvinist, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islamic.
They all stem from this, yes, including, well, Hinduism was before. It's the same crap, same garbage. And that charismatic crap right there. Give me the next one. Read that.
Man-made religions. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8.
Now, these are the Protestants. They'll say, no, we're not with the Catholic Church. Oh, yes, they are. They all follow white Jesus. Yep. They all believe in white supremacy. Go ahead.
Father of hermeneutics, Frederick Schleiermacher. created the Baptist religion in 1608, John Smith. Joseph Smith created the Mormon religion in 1830. Ellen G. White created the Seventh-day Adventist religion in 1863. Charles Taze Russell created the Jehovah's Witness religion in 1872. And Charles Parham created the Pentecostal religion in 1901.
Now, let's go back to Daniel 8 and 24. I told you I'm going to keep going back and forth. I'm going back and from Daniel 8 to Revelation 13.
Daniel 8 and
all I want is verse 24.
Yes, sir, verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power.
Not by his own power. Go ahead.
And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
Put that on the screen. The mighty and the holy people are the Israelites. Now, we were all, as the Israelites, we went off into madness. Some of us became Muslims. They call us Moors. Some of us were Christians under white supremacy. And some of us always knew that we were the Jews. Some of us. We were broken up into various names and denominations. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. These are the Moors. These are the Israelites. Give me the next one. J.E. Rogers wrote a book, Nature Knows No Color Lines. Give me the next one. And he found out that many of the rulers of Europe were initially black men from the tribes of Israel. Read that bottom half down there. Read that bottom half at the bottom.
British families, top left. The Moors of Yorkshire, including Sir Thomas More, Chancellor of Henry VIII, Yorkshire genealogist, volume 2. The others are from Fairbairn's Book of Crests, Fox Davier's, come on, man. Come on, zoom in. Armorial Families, and Elwin's Book of Crests.
Give me the next book. This is from Image of the Black and Western Art. Zoom in. As you can see, the black soldiers, warriors in the castles being attacked by white people. Okay, this is the rise of Esau, Edom, during the time of Renaissance, when they began to slaughter the Israelites. We went by various names. We were all broken up, spoke various languages, so forth and so on. Give me the next one under it, raise it up, or lower it, I forgot. Yes. Now move to the side. You can see we lost the war, lost the battle. They're chopping us up. Give me the next picture from Image of the Black and Western Art. There's another one. Can we zoom in on that picture? I believe that was in France or Germany. I forgot off the top of my head. But as you can see, white man is storming the castle that we were in, and they were murdering and enslaving us. Give me the next one. Here's another one with the Moors and a castle, and you got the wildlings, the wild men, on the left, like in the Game of Thrones, how they were attacking us in our castle. They were the hairy beasts who did not have a Gillette shave. That was them. They were the rapers and robbers and murderers. This is how they destroyed wonderfully the mighty and the holy people. Give me the next one. They enslaved us. Okay. Give me the next one. Put yokes of iron on our neck, like it says in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Okay, next one. So this is an example of Daniel 8 when it said they shall destroy wonderfully the mighty and the holy people. They conquered us, destroyed us. Give me the next images. Go ahead. And this is global. This is worldwide. They didn't just stop in France or Germany. They went wherever they found us, Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. Well, they got us. They destroyed us. Okay, give me the next one. So that was Southern Kingdom. Next one. Now they went after Northern Kingdom. Go ahead. They conquered, slaughtered Hernan Cortez, Ponce de Leon, so forth and so on. They went throughout the globe under the direction of the Roman Catholic Church, slaughtering us. Next picture, please. That's what they were doing.
You know, as we were looking at those pictures with the chains on us, just for a second, yeah, that picture and the ones before it, the other ones, these pictures here, you notice that when our people see these pictures, it evokes no kind of reaction? think about why. Because we've gotten used to seeing this. That's psychological.
Damn.
But when we see Esau in it, it evokes a reaction because it's something that we're not used to seeing. Think about the subconscious damage. Because we see this and be like, oh, okay, that's normal. And it doesn't move, doesn't bat an eye or anything. Something to think about.
Go ahead. Next one. Yep. So they were slaughtering us throughout the Latin America, Central, South America. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's what they did to us. Go ahead. And yes, there was an Indian slave trade for the Negroes online who don't know history. They did sell the native Indians throughout Latin America, South America, Central into slavery. Even, give me the next one, they even got our people that were in Australia. Okay. Read that bottom half. It says a work gang. I don't know if you can zoom in.
Yeah, zoom in if you can, Bridger. A work gang. Can you lift it up? That's it. Okay.
It's too pixelated. Okay.
A work gang of chained indigenous Australians pictured around 1900 in, I can't say what that is. Prime Minister Scott Morrison.
All right. So back to Daniel 8:24 again.
Yes, sir. Daniel chapter 8, verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
So they destroyed us. Verse 25 now.
And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Hey, and you know what we just read? Hold on. Get Revelation. It just popped in my head. Revelation 13:7.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
Talking about the same thing. The mighty and holy people are the saints. Go ahead.
And to overcome them.
They overcame us and enslaved us. Go ahead.
Power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
They ruled the earth. So when we go back to Daniel 8 again, we're in verse 25.
Yes, sir. Daniel 8:25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
Let's pause right there. And through his policy. Now, in order to understand the policy, you have to go through biblical precepts to find out what were many policies already established, and we can get a general idea of what's going to happen. First Maccabees 1. And 41.
Yes, sir. First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 41. First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote.
So Antiochus, remember, that's Epiphanes. They got the same name as the Vicar of Christ, the Pope. Very similar meanings. Go ahead.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone shall leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Go ahead.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
So don't be shocked. Just like it was back then, remember the thing that has been is that which shall be. And there's no new thing. Many of our people consented to the Epiphanes religion back then. In these last days, he's going to do the same thing. The same thing. Read that again.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
So there will be an implementation of new laws, and everyone will be forced to follow those new laws. This is their policies. Go ahead.
And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Why?
To the end they might forget the law.
We got to make these people forget God's law. Go ahead.
Change all the ordinances.
Go ahead.
And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
That's what we were just reading in Revelation 13. It's going to happen again. It will happen again. Give me the next one.
This is war!
Put it on the screen. Let's raise that up right there. Read that.
Abrahamic family house, Abu Dhabi.
Right, raise it. So they have 3 buildings. Read those 3 buildings names at the bottom.
Zoom it, go up a little bit, just go up just a little bit. The 3 buildings, a mosque, a synagogue, and a church that make up the Abrahamic family house.
So they're attempting to unite all religions, make everybody one, to coexist. Give me the next article, that's all I wanted. Give me crooks. Crooks, go ahead, put it on the screen. Yes.
Pope in Multi-Faith Singapore says all religions are a path to God.
So he's saying whatever religion you're in, it leads to the same way. And he's uniting all the leaders worldwide. Y'all keep sleeping on this man. Okay? So the question might be about not buying or selling. Not buying or selling, like we read in Revelation 13, is a tool to force compliance. Let me say it again. Not being allowed to buy or sell is a tool to force compliance. That when sin officially becomes the mark, because we know sin. Give me that in Job so we know what the mark. Go back to Revelation real quick.
Revelation first, Bishop, then Job?
Yeah, give me Revelation. 13:16.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
So the question is always, what is the mark? Give me that precept in Job. Is it 10:14? The mark is sin.
The book of Job, chapter 10, verse 14. If I sin, then thou markest me.
If I sin, then thou markest me. Give me the one in Revelation 17. About on her forehead and in her hand. I'm not looking at it.
Yes, sir. Revelation chapter 17, verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious
stones. Y'all got the images for us. You can put them on the screen. Pay attention. Go ahead.
And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand.
So in her hand is a golden cup. Go ahead.
Full of abominations.
Full of what? That's where you gotta go. You gotta slow that part. Full of abominations. Remember we read earlier, having a mark in your hand or in your forehead. In the hand, in her hand, which represents America, abominations. Go ahead.
Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
And filthiness of her fornication. Go ahead.
And upon her forehead.
Now it talks about the forehead. Go ahead. Which is your mind? Which is your mind?
Was a name written.
Was a name written?
Mystery. Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and abominations of the earth.
So yes, that's America. That's Rome. To sum it all up, that's Esau. That's the so-called white man. That makes it simple for everybody. Once you got it like that, okay, that's them. Try to figure out, is it this guy? It ain't that guy. It ain't this guy. He just died. It's them as a whole. They work together. Now, watch this. When does sin become, because everybody sins. Everybody sins. When does it become, quote unquote, the mark? When it's enforced. Like we just read in 1 Maccabees 1. All that stuff that we read in 1 Maccabees 1 was going on already. But when did it become an official sin? When the Greeks enforced it and we fought against it. Okay, the righteous fought against it. It's going to be the same thing in these last days. When certain things are implemented, I'm talking about sin. Because right now everybody's sin, adultery, whatever, do whatever you want. But when it becomes law, and this becomes outlaw, that's the mark. And then you're going to have to choose you this day. What shall you do? Back to Daniel 8.
Yes, sir. Verse 25 again, Bishop.
Let me get 24.
Yes, sir. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
We've been destroyed. Go ahead.
And through his policy.
And through his policy. Can we look up that word policy, please? Policy. Policy. Can we look that up, IT? Let's read that.
Policy, a course or principle of action adopted or proposed by a government.
By a government?
Party, business, or individual.
So we know Revelation 13 is talking about a policy imposed by a government. Okay, look at some of the similar words. Read some of them words.
Similar. Plans, strategy, proposed action, blueprint, approach, scheme, stratagem, program, schedule, code, system, guidelines, intentions, notions, theory, line, position, stance, attitude, practice, custom, procedure, want, way, tact, routine, matter of course, style, pattern, convention, mode, or rule.
Now go back to Revelation 13 real quick. Something just popped in my mind. Read that verse again where you was at in Revelation 13.
Yes,
Was
sir.
it 16?
13, 16. Yes, sir, Bishop.
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
So now we know that mark is sin, the lawful practice of sin. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 17.
Because you may say, I would never do that. Well, how will they force people to comply with that? The next verse.
Verse 17. That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
So control of the economic system, that's how they get compliance through the masses of people. Hey, give me that next video real quick. It's short. Now, there are many things in the works, but we're going to see exactly what occurs. Go ahead, play that.
Hey everyone. Today, I'm diving into a topic that's sparking debates worldwide. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. What are they? And more importantly, what could they mean for humanity? Let's get into it. Central bank digital currencies are like the digital form of our regular money, but issued and regulated by a country's central bank. At first glance, they seem like a modern upgrade to our current financial system, right? But there's more to the story. First off, privacy concerns. Unlike decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, CBDCs are completely controlled by the government. This means every transaction you make could potentially be tracked and monitored. Imagine a world where every coffee purchase, every online subscription is logged in a government database. Feeling uncomfortable yet? Another point is financial control. With CBDCs, central banks could have unprecedented control over the economy. They could enforce negative interest rates directly on your digital wallet, essentially charging you for holding on to your own money during tough economic times. This power could also extend to freezing accounts or altering balances if deemed necessary. It sounds like something...
Altering or changing accounts if deemed necessary. Freezing. Go ahead.
Out of a dystopian novel, doesn't it? The potential for misuse of this power is vast, making individuals vulnerable to government overreach. Imagine a scenario where political dissent is punished through financial means.
See that? You get punished through financial means. Go ahead.
If you participate in a protest, the government could freeze your...
If you participate in a... Y'all know this is like a protest. You participate in a protest, the government could freeze your funds. Read that, play it again.
Protest, the government could freeze your funds or limit your spending capabilities. Then, there's the risk of cyber attacks. By centralizing our money digitally, we're potentially opening the door to massive digital heists. A successful attack on a central bank could lead to catastrophic financial disruptions. Remember, no system is completely hack-proof, though Bitcoin's blockchain has never been hacked. But it's not all doom and gloom. Some argue that CBDCs can make transactions faster and more accessible, especially in underbanked regions. However, the trade-offs and risks are significant and worth considering. So what do you think? Are the potential benefits of CBDCs worth these risks?
All right, that's all.
Or is the idea...
Let's go back. Daniel 8 and 25 again. This is war. Everybody in there, I will never turn my back on Christ. Most of y'all got little cute babies. Let them cute little babies start to starve. See what you're going to do. You see? You're going to see the real from the fake. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart. And by peace shall destroy many.
And by peace shall destroy many. What that means? 2 Ezra 16:70, please.
By peace, destroy many. Because remember, we just read the bottom of verse 24. We've been destroyed already. Then it comes back in the next verse and says, and destroy many. But we already been destroyed. So what's it talking about? Something's going on here. Read this. 2 Ezra 16:70.
Yes, sir. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Y'all see that? This is what Christ was warning us about in Matthew 24. This is what happened in 1 Maccabees chapter 1. Go ahead.
They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
See that? Take away goods, cast us out of houses. That will be the penalty for going against the government, for going against the system. That's what Revelation 13 was saying. It's saying the same thing. Go ahead.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
Then shall be known who are my chosen. This is why all these classes are meant to build us up. The marriage class that Bishop went over today, that's to bring us closer to the one true God. Because right now we are in chaos in the marriages. This was married to that one again and got a divorce and married that one over there. Now they got kids. It's filthiness, wickedness, debauchery. The Most High said, I ain't dealing with that. Y'all like the BHI. Get yourselves together so I can draw nearer to you and open more wisdom to you. Where you at?
Still in verse 72.
Go ahead.
For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Oh, we're going to be tried. All of us, male, woman, man, woman, boy, girl, we're going to be tried. Go ahead.
Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
The days of trouble are at hand. Get ready. Go ahead.
But I will deliver you from the same.
God promised I will deliver you from the same. Go ahead.
Be not afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Neither doubt.
Neither doubt.
For God is your God.
Didn't we read in Isaiah 10, it said, do not fear the... Hey, hold on, it just popped in my head.
Yes, sir.
Isaiah, I think it was 10 about the Assyrian.
Fear not the Assyrian.
Don't fear him.
Yes, sir.
And it said he'll pop you upside the head with a rod or something.
Verse 24. Yes, sir. Isaiah 10, verse 24. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, O my people that dwelleth in Zion, be not afraid of the Assyrian. He shall smite thee with a rod.
That's right.
He shall lift up his staff against thee, after the manner of Egypt. For yet a very little while, and the indignation shall cease, and mine anger in their destruction.
That's right. Now let's go back.
Yes,
So it's saying the same thing. So read where you was at in Esdras.
Yes, sir. 2 Ezra 16, verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt.
So it said, don't be afraid, don't doubt. Because it's a trying time. Why is God allowing my baby to starve? Why is God allowing this? It's to try and test us. Faith. Go ahead.
Be ye not afraid.
Hold on.
Based on what Bishop is going over, if you are willingly sinning now, what makes you believe you're going to endure when they're forcing you to sin? There's nobody forcing you fornicating.
Right.
So what are you going to do then? You're going to turn against us. You're going to turn against the Lord. This is what's going to happen. You're going to find out in that time who believes. So it's time for us now to get our minds right so we can endure. The Lord will deal with us. But if you sin willfully now, I know what you're going to do then.
Exactly. Where we at, Cap?
We at 2 Ezra 16, verse 75.
Go ahead.
Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide, the guide of them who keep my commandments.
God is only the guide of them that keep the commandments. Go
and
ahead.
precepts.
And precepts. Go
Saith
ahead.
the Lord God. Let not your sins weigh you down.
Let not your sins weigh you down.
And let not your iniquities lift up themselves.
Why I got to stay married to this dude? Why I got to stay married to this woman? I want to leave and get somebody else, get somebody new. No. Don't let your iniquities rise up in you. Go ahead.
Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins.
Woe unto them that are bound with their sins. Go ahead.
And covered with their iniquities.
Covered with their sins.
Like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through.
Meaning there's no scripture we can reach you. We can't pull you out of that. You're so bound up in your sin. Was that it?
No, sir. Well, yes, that was it, verse 77.
Read the next verse.
Verse 78. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith.
That's destruction. 2 Thessalonians 2:10. We're still dealing with by peace shall destroy many.
So that's an example. Here's another one, 2 Thessalonians 2:10.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10.
So we're explaining Daniel 8, and by peace shall destroy many.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
And with all deceivableness, meaning deceit, of unrighteousness, means sin, breaking God's laws.
In them that perish.
In them that perish, meaning destined to die.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
You see that? Because they receive not the love of the truth, which is Christ keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
That they might be saved.
That you might be saved. They rejected. That's what Revelation 13 was saying about the mark. It's all saying the same thing. When the Bible talks about the mark that we just read in Revelation 13, it's saying the same thing in Thessalonians. It's saying the same thing in Daniel 8. It's not saying nothing different. We got to be able to put the precepts together and see this is talking about the same damn thing.
That's right.
Read that again.
Yes, sir. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish.
Sin.
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
I ain't keeping no commandments. To hell with that black Jesus crap. Go ahead.
That they might be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
America is the way. Roman Catholic, the Pope is the way. Go ahead.
That they should believe a lie.
I believe whatever the white man has said. I believe everything he says. Go ahead.
That they all might be damned.
That they all might be damned.
Who believe not the truth.
Who believe not the truth.
But have pleasure in unrighteousness.
But have pleasure in unrighteousness. Give me that clip. I mean, the picture here. Put that on the screen. Our people trust in the American society. Go ahead, next one. Vote, 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 vote. Give me the next ones. Then you got the religious ones. Political, religious. Go ahead. Now, Cap, go back to Daniel 8.
Yes, sir.
I think you was in, what verse were you in?
25. Well, no, we still at 24.
Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper
So
in his
his
hand.
policy goes back what we read in Revelation 13 about that mark. You can't buy or sell unless you have the mark of sin. That's the policy he's talking about. Go ahead.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
He magnified. This guy calls himself Christ's replacement on earth. This man says he is God. Go ahead. That's the magnification. Go ahead.
And by peace shall destroy many.
Ain't going to kill a whole lot of people. Go ahead.
And he shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
That's Christ.
But he shall be broken without hand.
But he shall be. Can you put my images up there with Christ up there?
Also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And he shall magnify himself in his heart. And by peace shall destroy many.
Here it come.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
So the prince of princes is the black Messiah, Jesus the Christ.
Right.
Whom they call BHI call Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
But he shall be broken without hand.
Christ is going to destroy this man without hand. Now, I'm going to give you all a few precepts to that. He shall be broken without hand. Revelation 19. Revelation chapter 19. Revelation chapter 19. And we want verse 19.
Revelation chapter 19 and verse 19. And I saw the beast.
And I saw the beast.
And the kings of the earth.
And the king. So he saw America and all the nations. Go ahead.
And their armies.
And their armies, the multitude of armies. Hey, if y'all got armies and all, y'all can show them up there. Go ahead.
Gathered together to make war against him that
to make war against Christ
that sat on the horse.
That sat on the horse.
And against his army.
And against Christ's army, the angels. Go ahead.
And the beast was taken.
And America was taken. The white man was taken.
And with him the false prophet.
That's the Pope and the entire church system. So that verse 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet. That's America, their politics and all that. And their whole church system. Read again, verse 20.
And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worship this image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone.
These both referring to the beast and the false prophet. The beast is America. The false prophet is the Pope and that whole religious church system. Go ahead.
And the remnant was slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth.
So that's words, the word of God. That's the sword that proceedeth out of his mouth.
And all the fowls were filled with their
Here's
flesh.
the next precept. Here's the next precept. 2 Ezra 13 and 9. 2 Ezra 13 and 9.
2 Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came.
That's nations warring. Go ahead.
He neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Didn't we read in Daniel 8, it said he shall be broken without hand?
Yes, sir.
He ain't coming back with no instrument. Christ don't need no particular instrument of war.
Right.
Jump down to verse 28. He is. That's him. Jump down to verse 28.
Verse 28. And that he held neither sword, nor any instrument of war.
See that? Remember, say this white man shall be broken without hand. It said the Lord shall neither hold any sword nor any instrument of war. Go ahead.
But that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him.
That's right.
This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth.
That's you and me, him waking. This is the beginning process, waking us up to the truth that we're the Israelites and we must keep the commandments. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth.
Like a thief in the night. Go ahead.
And one shall overtake to fight against another.
One nation shall undertake to fight against another.
One city against another.
One city against another.
One place against another.
One place against another.
One people against another.
One people against another.
And one realm against another.
The spirit realm and the physical realm. Go ahead.
And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass. And the signs shall happen which I showed thee before.
That's right.
And then shall my son be declared.
Then shall Christ appear. Go ahead.
Whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another.
That's right.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
By fighting. Go ahead.
And he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion. And Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men.
Everybody gonna know that we're the Israelites. Go ahead.
Being
they gonna see us. Go ahead.
Being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hand.
That's right.
And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations.
So the Lord don't care about the ICBM, the hydrogen bomb, the atomic bomb, the nuclear intercontinental ballistic. He don't give a damn about none of that. Go ahead.
And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
That's right.
And shall lay before them their evil thoughts.
He's going to lay before them their wicked thoughts.
And the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented.
That's right.
Which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor.
Do y'all see that? He shall destroy them with, this is what Daniel 8 was saying.
Right.
He shall be broken without hand. Go ahead.
And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto fire.
Which is like unto fire. So the word of God is that fire. Give me that clip. Give me that other clip. I like that. With his chariot, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. I like this thing right here. This is powerful stuff right here.
Judgment for Edom. Judgment.
Great God, I assign my army in no match for you. Please spare them. I am willing to pay any price, great God.
You should have known.
Hey! 12 tribes! 12 tribes! 12 tribes! And with that, we say shalom.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
and